Hi everyone, Dr. Leah here. A lot of my patients have been asking me about intermittent fasting lately, so in this video I'll review what it is, how it works, and the pros and cons of this eating style. I say eating style instead of diet because intermittent fasting, or IF, is not really a diet, but rather a pattern of eating. Fasting is simply by definition not eating for a period of time. Intermittent means occurring at intervals, not continuous or steady. You're already doing intermittent fasting while you're sleeping every night. But the real health benefits of fasting don't kick in until we've fasted long enough that the body has essentially used up all the calories from the last meal eaten, and then starts to use stored calories such as fat for fuel. This occurs after around 12 to 14 hours of fasting. Now, fasting is not a new concept. Humans have been fasting probably since the beginning of our existence, whether we wanted to or not. Our ancestors fasted out of necessity when a big hunt wasn't successful or when they were low on food stores for the winter. Also, many religions encourage intermittent fasting for spiritual reasons. Our bodies have evolved to be fully capable of handling not eating for a while. In fact, we may not be as well adapted to eating constantly. Okay, so what does fasting for health reasons actually look like? Well, there isn't just one way to do IF. There are many schedules, basically with different variations of eating and fasting lengths of time. One of the most popular eating schedules out there is a 16 and 8 pattern, where you fast for 16 hours a day and then eat during an 8-hour window. For example, only eating between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Other schedules may be an 18 and 6 pattern, or a 20 and 4 pattern, or even fasting for 1 or 2 24-hour periods per week. More research is needed about which fasting patterns are best for specific health benefits. So generally, I say that you should do what works best with your schedule and feels best for your body. Some weight loss usually occurs when you practice IF, especially after sticking with it for several weeks. The focus is not necessarily to reduce calories, but this is often the case simply because of having less time to fit in as many meals and snacks as you would normally spread throughout the day. Other commonly reported health benefits include increased mental sharpness and a decrease in symptoms of chronic health conditions. These benefits are probably due to some of the hormone and biochemistry shifts that occur during fasting, such as reduced inflammation and decreased insulin. Fasting also increases our growth hormone and neurotrophic factors. These are things that support the growth and regeneration of cells in the body and the brain. Now, fasting is a form of stress on the body, but it's a short-term, good stress, like exercise. And studies show that the stress hormone norepinephrine increases during fasting, which is also a neurotransmitter made from dopamine that increases our focus, alertness, and reaction time, in addition to improving mood. When the body's in a state of good stress and calorie deficit, something called autophagy happens. Auto means self, and phage or phagy means to eat. So this autophagy literally means self-eating. But that's not as bad as it sounds. The body's wise, so it only breaks down and uses up old and damaged cells and debris before turning to healthy cells for fuel. And it turns out that this house cleaning of the body reduces toxins, improves the efficiency of cellular machinery, reduces cancer cells, and even slows the aging process. All right, so those are the pros of intermittent fasting. What about any cons? Well, of course, fasting can be challenging. You have to be willing to say no to food and overcome hunger and cravings, which does get easier over time, but can be difficult for some people at first. And some people shouldn't intentionally fast. Pregnant and nursing mothers, insulin-dependent diabetics, people with reactive hypoglycemia or blood sugar that drops too low when they're fasting, children, and the elderly, or people prone to eating disorders. To see how your body responds in a more gradual and safe way, it's probably best to start with a 13 to 14-hour fasting period and then gradually ease into the 16 and 8 pattern over several days to weeks. So that's my take on intermittent fasting. The science certainly seems promising, and a lot of people have already experienced the weight loss and other benefits. So as long as it's not contraindicated for you, I'd suggest trying it. Until next time, be well.